you guys doing?
So good.
Great.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate having the opportunity to speak here. I want to thank everybody who allowed me to and invited me to. Normally I'm speaking on other things like, how to build businesses, how to scale businesses, how to build a personal brand, branding, things of that nature. And when I was sitting backstage, I asked myself, what do I think I should talk about most, even though I already gave him a title. That's when he said, you're talking about landing pages? He said, not really. Why? Well, because again, you guys have heard enough about landing pages, I'm sure, right? I'm sure your heads are blowing up over statistics. You learn a lot in the last 3 days. I don't want to give you another statistic and be responsible for your head exploding. Although I will give you one. 72% of statistics are made up on the spot.
Okay.
Do you know that? Woo! That is the truth. So anytime you need to pull a statistic, just pull it out of your ass. Don't worry about it. Boom. Nobody verifies anyway. But be careful because a lot of people, they're especially good with math. They will bust you. So you have to, like for example, 10 out of 7 people don't understand fractions. So be aware. But anyway, so I am going to talk about what you can do with a landing page, but I'm also going to talk to you about how to get higher conversion on whatever you're doing. That's the key, and I discovered it on accident. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys obviously have agencies, and a lot of you guys are, in the marketing world. And before, I would have argued that, you're wasting your time. Marketing isn't that important. You know what's important? Sales. The ability to sell, close, and persuade. That's what's important. And I would have argued till I was blue in the face and that's how I started my whole career, by the way. I believe sales was senior to everything. If you could sell, close, and persuade, man, you got it made. And I was kind of right. The problem is once I learned marketing is actually senior to sales. And I'm sure you guys know this, and if you don't, pay attention, because if you take 1,000 prospects and you give it to an average salesperson, you're going to come out with some business. But if you take a badass salesperson and have him talk to nobody, you ain't selling shit.
Yep.
So you gotta have the leads, you gotta have the prospects, you gotta be good at marketing. But I would say to you guys that are in marketing, because I tell sales guys, learn marketing. Stop being a dipshit. Okay? Driving customers is where it's at. So I'm gonna reverse it for you guys. Learn sales. Because a lot of you guys are just kind of nerdy fuckers that understand web pages. Sorry if that offends you, but hey, I'm known for the truth. But the truth is, like if I were an agency or I were any of you, I would use my skills to make myself famous. I would make yourself famous. Screw your customers for a while. If you're so good that you want your customers to pay you to give them business, get yourself business and make yourself famous. Why? Because the truth is, folks, I accidentally made myself a little, influencer is what they call it, but I'm not an influencer, I'm a businessman. But, I got a couple million followers on TikTok, a million and so on Instagram, and with that brand, with that personal brand, dude, I can drive so many freaking customers, it's unbelievable. I've jump-started businesses overnight with a personal brand. And every person in the room could get a personal brand. I could show you all exactly what I did, and I guarantee if you did, especially you. But if anyone did it, even you, I'm telling you right now, that would be the most powerful tool you'll ever learn, because branding is actually senior to marketing. So if I'm in marketing, I'm going to learn sales, closing, and persuasion. Why? Because I'm already good at marketing. Now I need to get good at sales. If I'm in sales, I'm going to learn marketing. But now that I'm in marketing and I learn sales and persuasion, I'm also going to use that power to start building me a personal brand. And that personal brand will drive you more traffic than you've ever seen in your life. It is unbelievable. And again, as you guys know, money will buy leads. Some people say, well, it's not fair, Brad. You've got a personal brand. You've got all these followers. So what, dude? Money will get those followers. You don't need to be Tony Robbins. You can pay to reach Tony Robbins' audience. You just need money. That's the secret. You need money. How do you get money? Drive some leads. Get those leads, get those to convert. So what I'm here to talk about, even though I normally talk about personal branding, and I'll give you guys a little quickie if you guys want. Would you want that at all?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll tell you all exactly how to do it, but you guys have to be willing to do what I tell you to do, because some people are not. Now, what I am here to talk about, and the title they made me provide, because I never give titles, and they're like, Brad, you gotta, tell us what we're gonna talk about, you gotta have this ready. I said, well, listen, I just come out and I talk, and then I leave, and I hope that's okay, and they said it was okay, and I'm like, thank you very much. Because I don't have PowerPoint slides, I don't have statistics, I don't have a bunch of shit. I just have the truth. And the truth is, go make yourself famous. I'm telling you right now. The second truth is, if you want higher conversions on landing pages, right? I'm going to give you a tool that I discovered back in 1999 that is now, coincidentally, what I believe, the future of marketing. Ooh, that's a big statement. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. And by the time you're done here today, over the next, I think I got 4 hours and 15 minutes, I'm going to give you guys the answer to where you guys go, holy shit, I can do that. Why can I do that? Because it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult at all. It's unbelievably easy, and again, I stumbled across it. I've been accused of being a genius, but I'm not one. I like being accused of it, no formal accusations, but people are like, oh, damn, that's smart, and I'm thinking, really? Is it? No, it's actually the opposite of smart. It's common sense. It's common sense. So I stumbled across it and realized, holy shit, this works for what I'm doing, and then I started to realize, holy shit, this works for marketing. This was back when I thought I was a sales genius, and I thought sales was most important until I started to realize, no, marketing's more important than sales. So it was 1999, I'm running a car dealership, okay? I've already mastered sales, I've sold art, I've sold RVs, I've sold weed, I've sold everything. And I'm good at sales. I can literally talk you into buying shit you don't need. And at this particular age, I was always about me. I just wanted to close deals to make me money. I always wanted to be rich. Ever since I was a little kid, I want to be rich. Right? My parents weren't rich, blue collar, but I wanted to be rich. I wanted the finer things in life. I wanted what money brings, which is power, control, freedom. I wanted it. And I found sales. I didn't originally find sales. Someone told me to go get a real job. That's why my brand now is called Real. Everyone told me to get a real job in the very beginning. I went and got a job fighting forest fires. And I ran around bragging to everybody, I'm a forest fighter now. And I pictured myself in a flannel shirt with an axe over my shoulder and a fucking wolf by my side saving eagle eggs. I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna be fucking cool. So I get up in the mountains, it's 4 a.m., cold as shit. They're like freaking, okay, grab that big bag of water, put it on your back. It was called a piss bag. I went up there thinking I'm a firefighter, and it turns out I'm a piss bag operator. So I put this big thing on my back, and my job is to go around squirting on stumps so the fire wouldn't reignite, and the real firefighters have to come back and put it out. So I'm like, what? This is bullshit. So I went up and down hills, and it was bullshit work, hard work. Okay, my dad worked hard, my whole family's blue collar, they all worked hard, and none of them got rich. So if anyone tells you just work hard, lying to you. It's not just working hard, okay? But I worked hard, it was bullshit, and I got a little poison oak, and I said, hey, wait a minute, there's some little poison oak, I'm not gonna be able to come in for a couple of days. And the guy ripped open his shirt, and he said, dude, it's part of the job. His whole entire body, I swear to God, was covered in poison oak. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, you want me to get fucking that? And he said, it's part of the job, and I get on out there and get to work. I said, no, I'm gonna be done for today. I'll wait at the bus until we all head back down the mountain. I quit that job. The next day I opened up the newspaper, and I found a sales job. So I went and applied. Boom, got a sales job. Next thing you know, I'm making 3 times the money I was up there fighting forest fires, even though I was a piss bag operator. I'm making way more money than I've ever made. I'm kicking everybody's ass on the floor, and I didn't know anything about sales. This is where I started to begin. So then I started kicking ass at sales, paying attention, reading the books, doing everything, and boom, started making a lot of money, and more than anybody in my family, and I thought I was cool. I wasn't even breaking $500,000 a year, by the way. So you know how when I think I'm cool, but I really ain't. I was that guy, and I wore suits and shit, and fucking I thought I was something. Okay, so I roll out, I start moving up the chain, and pretty soon I'm running a car dealership. I'm the king, I'm the boss. Well, the whole time I was out for myself. I finally get to a point where I had a buddy in the back. He was a lot porter. They're the ones that work hard. Reminded me of my dad, reminded me of my family members. The dude's back there busting his ass, making no money, minimum wage, and he's working harder than all these dickhead, big shot salespeople sitting out here thinking that they're cool. So I freaking feel bad for the guy. I say, hey, let me show you how to sell. I bring him up front, show him how to sell. He went from making minimum wage with 3 kids and a beautiful wife that would always come in and go because they didn't have any money, to making $15,000, $20,000 a month, closing deals, being a badass, changed his whole outlook, didn't make him a dick, made him even nicer than he was. And I thought to myself, man, I want to help people do that. I want to help people make more money. And it's the first time in my life, coincidentally, when I look back, that I gave a shit about anybody but me. So I said, man, let me help other people. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go help other people with that because I'm a badass and I can train people and I can show people like this how to sell. So I quit my job and I ran out on the road and I started a training company. I was going to go be the sales trainer. I was going to go be the Zig Ziglar, Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Tom Hopkins, Grant Cardone, Joe Verdi, the word, they go on and on and on. There was a million of them. I'm better than all of them. I'm going to go out there and stomp these fools. So I get out there and I start knocking on doors using my unbelievable skills. And I finally landed a few accounts and I started training people. But it wasn't working like it used to. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why is this not working anymore? I used to be able to grab someone out of a Burger King and put them in sales and they'd kick ass. I knew how to train people, but I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working all of a sudden. So I basically looked back what I used to do versus what I'm doing currently, and I realized that there's 4 things to train people. If you're not doing these 4 things, you're actually not training people, you're exposing people. Okay, and I don't know if you guys understand, but here in Nevada, exposure will get you arrested. So you don't want to expose your team, you want to actually train your team. Those 4 things, good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. Good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. And again, if you guys have agencies, you got to train people, man. If you're smart, you're going to be training your customers, you're going to be training your audience. You have to train people, you don't expose people. Okay? In Alaska, exposure will get you killed. Here, they probably have to let you go for lack of evidence, but you get what I'm saying, right? See, I'm not a comedian, by the way. So ultimately, I discovered those 4 things, and I said, man, I got to do this. So I couldn't do it in person anymore. Why? Because in person, you can't do those things unless you work there, and you have time, and it takes time. So ultimately, I said, I got to invent something that allows me to do this. And I invented this thing called Lightspeed VT, which is one of my companies. And so I went and I had smart people, not me, create Lightspeed VT, and I went out there and I thought, man, I'm gonna be rich. This thing's unbelievable. It's a web-based training system that someone can log into and get trained on selling cars or selling furniture or marketing or frickin' housekeeping or growing bigger tomatoes or whatever it is you were into. This system could train you on it. So I go out knocking on doors, I sell a few, guess what? It works. Okay? People are starting to be trained. People are starting to go, wow, this is working. It's making the impact I wanted to make. So anyway, it started to work, and a lot of these customers were saying, well, wait a minute, we use Brian Tracy, we use Zig Ziglar, we use Grant Cardone, we use Joe Verdi, we use all these other people. And I tried to convince them how good I was, way better than them. They weren't buying it. They loved these guys. They've been working with these guys. So I said to myself, if everybody wants these guys, why don't I just go close those guys? Let them use my training system that I built because I knew that they were doing it the old-fashioned way, and I know it's not effective. So I built Lightspeed, decided to pivot, quit being a trainer, quit being the expert, and just go sell the experts my training system. And I did. Boom. So I went and closed Grant Cardone, Tom Hopkins, Joe Verdi, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, John Maxwell. You guys heard from Damon John. He's on our system. A lot of the big name brands and companies and subject matter experts are using Lightspeed mainly for a couple of reasons, but well, it's because I closed them, to be honest. but in reality, how did I close them? I closed them using common sense. And the discovery that I made when I built the Lightspeed system for all those people, because what were those people trying to do? Were they trying to just get $1, or were they trying to train somebody? They were trying to make an impact. You can't do that with exposure. You got to ask some questions. You got to get to know who you're training. You got to ask them, where'd you start? Where'd you go? Who are you? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on that? What type of personality do you have? Who here would say that they could peg my personality type just by looking at what I'm wearing? See, there's a couple people. Guess what, folks? That's a power in and of itself. Have a little conversation with somebody and realize what personality type they are. You guys realize if you guys can peg somebody's personality type correctly and automatically and quickly modify your presentation type, you'll close 500% more business just doing that. How? Because, dude, I'm definitely a red personality. I think it's cool and yada yada, leather shirts. Some of you guys right now, I've already seen some of your eyes roll when I walk down. Like, fine, this guy thinks he's cool. You're just not a red personality type. Some of the personality types that are a little bit more red, they're already thinking, man, this fucking guy's cool. I like this guy already. Why? Because, man, look at it. He's a cool. But if I'm a red, guess how I'm going to present? A red. I'm a red. I'm going to present red. I'm going to build my landing page red. I'm going to write my copy red. Well, what if you're a blue? It ain't going to resonate with you. So the ability to change and modify your presentation, modify your copy, modify your graphics, modify your offer, right? Are you guys following me, or am I going over your head?
Yep.
Okay, so if I say right, just humor me and say right.
Right.
Because I always think, fuck, dude, are they getting it? All 12 of you?
Let's go.
So, you got to be able to change and modify, and that's what the system, Lightspeed, allowed. And that's when I didn't discover it, but this is how you create more landing page conversions and more email campaign conversions and more conversions, period. Because I'm sure there was 100 people here that told you how to get more leads, right or wrong.
Right.
Okay, guys, why don't you fucking deal with the leads you're getting better? You ever think of that? Like, convert more of the ones you're getting. Obviously, you want to get more leads. Everybody does. And you probably learned 100 ways to do it. But if you're closing 20% of those leads, you get more leads, you get more leads, you're spending more money, you're spending more money. What if you could just close a lot more of the leads you're getting, and you get more leads? It's more powerful. So how do we do that? You do it with interactivity. You do it with full motion interactive video. That's what we created. The reason we created it with this Lightspeed system, even though it was designed for training, it was never designed for marketing. We built it because when we train people, we have to ask questions, and based on those answers, we have to change what we're going to say. You can't just say the same shit and train everybody. Folks, you realize everybody has a different personality, learning style, learning path, learning type, intelligence level. Some people are dumber than shit. Some people are really smart, and if you talk too long to the smart people, you bore them and they lose interest. If you talk too slow or you talk too fast, then you lose the dumb fuckers. So I'm serious. You get stuck. There must be some dumb people in the room. I'm one of them. Okay, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I stumbled across the fact that, hey, wait a minute. If you actually slow down, get a little bit more information, and change how you present something, change the offer, change the reason for the offer. You know, somebody might come to a page, maybe they got ED, maybe they got diabetes, maybe the diabetes is cause for the ED, maybe that's a female, has nothing to do with any of those except for, you know, their dude. But my point is how do you know? How do you know who's coming to the landing page? You don't. How do you know these visitors? You don't. So why not pop up, ask a few questions, get to know your audience a little bit better, collect that data, that valuable data, mind you. Why do you think Facebook and Instagram and all these people, all these things are free, dude? They're just data collection agencies, man. They are finding out all kinds of shit about you, and you don't even know it. So if you have an interactive video, not just a regular ass video, and by the way, everybody knows video, 9 times out of 10, creates more, you know, conversion than just like a copy-based landing page. So same thing with the video, now just move it up one level. Interactive video. It used to cost a lot of money to create. It used to take weeks and weeks and weeks to make an interactive 10-minute video. It wouldn't have made financial sense except for the huge brands, okay? Or the huge companies where they have to simulate, they have to use interactivity, and they've got the budget to create it. Now, you can create it for, I mean, in my case, $300 a month. Okay, $300 a month, you get these software tools, you can create all the interactive video you want, post it on landing pages, put it in email campaigns, text messages, landing pages, websites, and what happens? It gives you the ability to pop up and interactively start to ask questions and engage your customer and start to automatically modify your message to fit the audience member. That you, and by the way, collecting the data that you didn't have before they got there. Like we can say, well, people, dude, you can do that with text. Of course you can, but I'll bet anybody here, if you want, we'll share the results with everybody later. But if you give me a survey, for example, You know, you send out a survey. Give me that survey, I'll make an interactive video version of that survey, and I will get more completions than you, by a lot. I'll have more people answer more questions than you, by a lot. Because we've done it. When I started, you know, closing these big names, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, all these people you've heard of, and by the way, you know why you've heard of them? It's not because of interactive landing pages, but it's it's marketing. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got the ability, they got them where they are, to get yourself where they are. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And again, I don't know why I keep wanting to go back and talk about personal branding, because dude, that's what's going to get you paid. Okay? If I can show you how to leverage interactive video on landing pages and the various things that you do for your customers or yourselves, you're going to get higher conversion. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a multi-freaking millionaire, but you could, and you more than likely will. The best part about you guys is you're in an industry where it's very difficult to hire somebody good. You know that? Because the good ones have their own companies and they're doing it for themselves. It's very difficult. So every time I get someone on the phone, oh, we're an agency and we can build your landing page, yeah? Can you show me some of your work? Yeah, that looks good. That looks just like they're good. Matter of fact, you guys use the same designers? Are you guys both on Upwork or something? Why do y'all look the same? Nobody's showing me full motion interactive videos. Nobody's showing me some of the things. So again, if you guys want to differentiate yourself as an agency, as an example, forget just it's more effective, it's going to close more, and it's going to make more conversions and collect more data, and ultimately, you know, it's unbelievable what it does. And I'll walk through some of the things later, but besides that, it allows you to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Like, don't you guys ever feel a little bit embarrassed presenting your offer to a client? They're like, well, show me why you. And everybody says, well, you know, we did this and we did this and we did this. And when you really look at it, step back as one of your customers. Quit looking at it as an agency owner. Look at it as a customer would look at it. You'd be like, wait a minute, I've seen that. Oh yeah, he's got the same looking thing. She's got the same looking thing. Hers is pink and black, yours is yellow and black, his is green and black. That's just taste, that's just, you know, subjective design. And what usually hits the mark? When somebody has, you know, a little bit better design, a little bit better copywriter. Some people think, you know, all you need is a ClickFunnels. Dude, listen. Sometimes people buy a ClickFunnels and they end up with a dick funnel. And that's one that doesn't make any money. Okay? And a lot of them end up dick funnels when people wanted a ClickFunnels. But guess what? A ClickFunnels creates the landing page. It doesn't make the offer. It doesn't make it compelling. It doesn't write the copy. Okay? It makes a quick landing page, and it incorporates some best practices. So again, it's an unbelievable tool. But it's not going to sell your shit. It's not going to convert more people. Just that tool. Agree or disagree?
Agreed.
So when you start leveraging this stuff, you start realizing, hey folks, I can differentiate myself. I can collect more data than ever before. Is data valuable, yes or no? I can collect more data. I can engage more customers. I can elevate my brand, my agency brand. And I can sell more for my customer or myself. My question would be, why wouldn't you do it? So how come less than 1% of agencies are leveraging interactivity? Interactive video, to be specific. You know what the new buzzword is right now?
Interactive video.
AI. AI is this and AI that. I'm sure you guys are all figuring out how to leverage AI. Folks, leveraging AI is intelligent, but you know what's, I think, better than artificial intelligence? Actual intelligence.
Yo.
Who fucking made artificial intelligence? Actual intelligence. Okay, don't discount yourself. I've used AI and shit and tried to write copy for my landing pages and my scripts, and they don't know the value of interactivity. It's just searching the internet quickly and spitting some shit out. And yeah, it's pretty good. Yes, it's much quicker. And yes, it's better than the average copywriter. I agree. So if you're fucking average copywriters, you better be scared. You better figure out how to leverage that and then act like it's your copy or something. And hope your customers doesn't figure out AI. But AI, in my opinion, at least right now, is not necessarily better than actual intelligence. So what would you do with AI? You would leverage AI to increase the ability to scale and be more quick. Okay? So that's the new buzzword. When the buzzword in the future, you guys can watch over the next 2 or 3 years, you'll start to see it a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And pretty soon you'll start to see people that have taken it from this room, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna see if this dude's just a big mouth or if it's true. And you're gonna start leveraging interactivity, and you're gonna start getting higher conversions, more appointments, more leads, more engagement, more data than you've ever had, and you're gonna go, holy shit. And then next year, you'll be on the stage, and everyone's gonna be like, how'd you do it? And you better say that slick motherfucker in the leather shirt told me to use interactivity, and I did. Okay, and it started to work. And because it's not just interactivity, it's having the creativity around it, and that's where you guys come in. That's where the copywriters come in. That's where the page designers come in. Because I could show you how to use interactivity, and you don't use it at all. Believe me, I've got thousands of customers using my interactive training and communication platform, including all those big names, that barely leverage the interactivity. You know why? Because they can't wrap their head around it. And neither can their copywriters, and neither can their freaking ad agency. So once I go start talking to them, some of the ones that have bigger marketing potential and they generate more revenue, they start to realize, holy crap, dude, this is a powerful medium. I brought a few examples I'll show you guys, but I'm hoping that when you walk out of here, you're willing to change, because if you don't change, dude, nothing changes. So backstage, I'm sitting there talking to the lady that was up here before me. Great, she's got all the data points, and man, big value, by the way. And she said, she said, what are you talking about? And I said, well, I really don't know. All I know is I want them to understand how the value of interactivity. And I had a 5-minute conversation with her, which she has an agency. She's doing these things. And she's like, well, I'm gonna stick around. I don't know if she did, because I don't see her, but whatever. Case may be. At the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to make everything grow. In your agency, in your business, and growing and scaling your business. It should be everybody's hope, no? Like, why do you guys come to traffic and conversion? Learn the latest and greatest, learn some different techniques maybe you're not learning, grow your business, increase your ability to grow, scale, and win, make an impact. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's ultimately, normally what I speak on. I'm talking about how did I grow all the businesses I've grown? How did I freaking build the personal brand I've built? How did I do this? I've never once been asked, how do you, create more engagement on landing pages? So I didn't have slides, and I don't have anything prepared, and I'm saying, listen, let me just walk out there and talk. They go, Brad, no, you have to have all these. I said, let me just talk. Hopefully, they made the right decision, and because I figured I could definitely make sense and show you guys how to do it. Show you a few examples, walk you through some of the ways of doing it, make it make sense. Does it make sense so far?
Yes.
Swear to God?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Now, real quick so I don't run out of time, I want to talk to you 2 seconds about building your personal brand. Because I don't care if you're an agency and you're sitting there trying to build an agency brand, a personal brand is more powerful 9 times out of 10, and it's 10 times easier to build. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I built mine and exactly how I helped build a lot of people's that online, and is using the same exact principles. Okay, first, and it's very quick, it's 5 things. I call it my content flow. First thing's very simple, the source of your content. Okay, a lot of times you're going to have to figure out how many videos a day you're going to have to post. And by the way, if you guys are an agency for a brand right now, do this for your customers as well, because this is the trick. You have to have a source of content. Why? Because you're going to have to post frequently. So the source of the content matters. And I used to sit there and try and figure out what I should post to look cool and be cool and get followers and get engagement, and that's why you see a lot of the people, and all that they have is a picture of them looking all cool and shit with a quote that ain't even theirs. It's like, no, they're trying to figure out content, or you see people sitting there talking and they don't seem authentic, and you just keep scrolling because they're trying to create content. I used to be the same way. I used to do it, and nobody followed me. Nobody knew who I was. Well, what happened was one day the guy came in to help me make content. He said, we got to make content. Well, I was on a call with a customer. I had real businesses to run. I'm not an influencer. I'm a business person. I run brick and mortar businesses. I have hundreds of employees and buildings and real shit. So it's like, I don't have time for this social media crap. So I'm like, dude, look, I'm busy, come back later. He came back, and we gotta make it. And I told him when he started, make sure I make it because you gotta make it. So I'm like, keep pestering me. So he finally came in. And I said, listen, just turn the camera on, bro. I am the content. You know, and I was being kind of a dick. I was being a smartass. Like, I'm the content dude. Just turn the camera on. Don't worry about what I'm saying and what I'm doing. And I was being a smartass. And I turned around and I went back to doing what I was doing. And that content then goes to a team. And that team then figures out what to chop up, what to do with it. That's the creative part. And then they put it on the internet, right? And then it's either liked or it isn't. Well, on accident, when I said just turn the camera on, I'll be the content. That content is what started getting all the followers. Why? Because instead of trying to figure out how to create the content, I started to be the content. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to build a social, personal brand for your social media marketing, aren't you doing it all day long? Aren't you an agency? Aren't you a marketer? Aren't you whatever you are? What are you? Are you not that? Well, if you are, then you're doing it every day, aren't you? Or are you just full of shit and you're dreaming? Because if you are, that's okay too. You know, we all have to start somewhere. But at the end of the day, if you claim to be some agency expert, some marketing expert, some copywriting expert, well, then you should be doing it on a regular basis. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so turn a camera on yourself. Like, I got my own camera guy. I'm not going to rely on these cameras, even though I know this is such a freaking high investment. They got this thing dialed in, walkie-talkies, the best footage of all. But I brought my own camera guy. Why? I get a camera guy everywhere I go. Except the bedroom and the bathroom, because I don't want to rape number one on Pornhub. but I will bring a camera everywhere I go. Why is that? Well, because, dude, what I'm saying and what I'm doing is what I do and who I am and where I go and who I talk to. That's why a lot of people on social media say, Brad, you're always behind your desk. That's because I'm always behind my desk, bro. It's me being me. It's me talking to the people I talk to. It's me giving out the thoughts that I've given. And here's the problem with that. A lot of people won't do that. You know why they won't do it? Because they're afraid about what other people are going to think. It's called allodoxophobia. It is the fear of other people's opinion, and most people have it. And that's what's going to stop most of you from leaving here and doing what I'm telling you to do, which is basically be the content, film yourself all day long, doing what you do, being what you are, and saying what you say to the people you actually say it to. Now, if some of you guys are thinking, but I don't do anything, Brad, well, there's the fucking problem. Okay? Start doing some shit. Okay? Think up some shit to do. Okay? Get active. Okay? You don't have any ideas? Call an ex-girlfriend. Fight with her. You know? Do something. Because that train wreck shit's popular. It happens. Dude, listen, I run businesses and do things that I would consider I'm an expert in. My most popular content is relationship. And I'm like, dude, I've been fucking married 3 times. I got 7 kids from 4 women. Why are you listening to me? But that's what look, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to freaking react. They want to talk about relationships. I'm going to talk about relationships. What's my opinion on relationships? My opinion is men should provide and protect. I don't give a fuck if you don't think that. Okay, men should provide and protect. Men should provide and protect, right? That's my opinion. So you might see this on social media and be like, oh, I was there when he said it, but you know, it may not even come out the same way because the team, which is the next step, the creative, they'll take what I'm saying, chop it up, add a headline, add some hashtags, right? Put on subtitles and post it. I don't do that part. So literally all I'm doing throughout the day is being me. How much time does that take me? Anybody? None, bro. I'm me. Okay? I'm gonna be me all damn day. And I'm gonna be me anyway. I don't have to try and be somebody else. I don't have to try to do anything else. Guess what? If I'm having lunch, I'm having lunch. The other day we went to Fleming's Steakhouse because it's my favorite steakhouse right now. See, now they're going to sponsor me. Free steak. Fleming's Steakhouse. If you go there, get the tuna poke, the blue cheese wedge, no onions, and a New York strip. Crispy, medium. Get a little side of sour cream to dip it in. It's the bomb. But anyway, we go over there. I tell him, bring your camera. He goes, dude, film what you eat? I said, yeah. So I did a little thing with the waiter. Dude, the thing's got like 30 million views. I would have never have created that content. I would have never have thought about that content. It was a real interaction with a fucking waiter. You guys are doing this every day, you just don't have a camera on you. You're doing it every day, you just don't have a camera on you. And the reason you don't have a camera on you, one of them may be, because again, I can't claim to know all of you, but I know a lot of people are afraid because they're worried about what someone else is going to think. Someone else might not like it. And what I always wonder is, who gives a shit? Are they paying your bills? You know? I just had a podcast drop. You guys listen to drop bombs? Anybody in here? Okay, good. Thank you. I just had one drop. His name's Dry Creek Dwayne. Good dude. This guy's a good dude. Before and after, we spent hours talking. Went smoke cigars, talking about how to grow and scale his business. But on the podcast, he was talking about, he has a small business. I'm like, well, why don't you grow and scale it? He's like, well, I never really, I like to have it, small and intimate. I'm like, well, dude, you can grow it like this. And there's people in the hater comments. Oh, this guy's never going to be on Dwayne's league. This guy doesn't understand value and ethics. He just wants to make money. Like it's a dirty thing. Fueling the algorithm. I mean, we just dropped this already got like thousands of views. That's what you guys need to be doing every single day to build a personal brand. So you have the source, which is you. You're the source. Quit trying to figure out what to create and just start to be. Okay? Once you are the content, and by the way, you don't need a camera guy. Someone said the excuse, hey Brad, I can't afford a camera guy, a camera person. I said, can you get a camera wife? Or a camera husband? Or a camera daughter? Or a camera son? Or how about a fucking tripod? Like, quit making fucking excuses. These are excuses and they're rationalizations because you don't have the balls to do it. Why? Because you're afraid of what someone might think. What if they don't think you're cool? And 9 times out of 10, you don't think you're cool, and that's why you don't do it, and ultimately it's a self-worth problem, right? And I'm telling you guys, you're never going to outperform your own self-image. So if you take nothing out of this little part right here, listen, if you make yourself feel like you're worth more, your net worth will follow. Your self-worth goes up, your net worth goes up. That's a fact. And how you do that is very simple. Commit to do what you say you're going to do. Okay? Start racking up the wins, because confidence is just the memory of winning. I win a lot, so I'm confident. Some people say, that's arrogant. Fuck you, dude. I win all day long. You know why? Because I set the win standard. I think this is a win. Not have a shitty breath. Who's talked to somebody here during the conference that has shit breath? Tell the truth. Look, this is a win. You'll never catch me talking shitty. The reason why is because, again, did you talk to them very long? Were you thinking about the opportunity they were presenting? What were you doing?
Think about how much they cost.
You were like, oh my God. I walked out on 10X stage. There was like 12,000 people there. All these big name speakers were coming out. And I walk out and I said, fuck, everybody wants to be successful. Start with brushing your fucking teeth.
Yeah, buddy.
And everybody started laughing, and literally 5 years later, I see somebody that was there, and I can tell, they go, dude, brush your teeth! But the point wasn't to brush your teeth. The point was, listen, you're so worried about all these other things that you need to do. Why don't you do the things you already know how to do? If you guys went back and didn't apply anything that you learned here, and you just fucking worked harder, worked smarter, you'd all make more money. You'd all generate more leads right now. Yes or no?
Yes.
People go to these fitness trainers, what do I do? Fucking eat right. What do you mean? No donuts. Fuck, this guy's a miracle. No. What happens is you come and you look for ways to do things because the things you know to do and you technically don't want to do, you're like, fuck, I don't want to eat right and work out. Let me go to this conference and see if there's another way to do it. Is there another way to do it? Oh, there's another conference. Any other way to do it? And pretty soon, guess what happens? You end up taking 10 years and millions of dollars learning that you got to fucking work out and eat right. You're like, shit, I should have been doing that last 10 years. So make sure when you go back home, fucking work. Do something. Take that action. Get out a camera. Start filming it. Start building your own personal brand with your customers. You know what I'm saying? Part-time jobs, you always hear about, hey man, if you're struggling, you want to get rich, get a side hustle. Every one of you guys that are in marketing should have a side hustle. And the side hustle is make myself famous. If you guys are taking notes, right on there, make myself famous. And some of you guys, again, that don't have the self-worth to do it, because you have allodoxophobia, you're so worried about everybody else's opinion because you don't value your own, I'll fix it for you in 6 steps. First thing you do, forgive yourself, wipe the slate clean. You deserve a second chance, everybody does. Yeah, you procrastinated, yeah, you fucked up, but who cares? Forgive yourself. 2, commit to do what you say you're gonna do from this point forward. Just a decision, do what you say you're gonna do. Quit committing so much. 3, start racking up the wins. The wins can be drinking water, working out, eating right, calling one more customer, sending one more lead, squirting your breath, brushing your teeth, wiping your ass, making the bed. Like, you're the one that gets to decide what a win is, right? You don't say, hey, is brushing your teeth a win? You decide. Is it a win? I think it's a win. I don't need you to fucking confirm my win. I'm winning. So I walk around all day winning. I'm winning. And then it makes me feel like a winner. Why? Because confidence is the memory of success, man. I succeed all gosh darn days. Now see, I didn't succeed there. Why? Because I'm trying to get a little cleaner in my vocabulary. Why is that? Because my little girls are starting to watch me. The other day I said something stupid. My little girl came up in front of me. Daddy, look at your video. And I'm like, don't watch that. And I thought, I don't want her watching it. I shouldn't be putting it out there either. That's called ethics and integrity too. So again, be mindful what you put out there, because there are a lot of people looking at you and they don't know that you're a nobody. People don't realize I'm a nobody. I'm just a regular dude. Yes, I'm a businessman. Yes, I've succeeded, but I'm just regular, just like everybody else. And so are these movie stars and celebrities and athletes. They're all just normal people. Okay? What are you? You're normal too. And if you end up getting famous, you'll realize, fuck, I'm still normal. Like, I put my pants on like everybody else. I still have problems. I still have issues. At the end of the day, though, does everybody know you? Because if everybody doesn't know you, how are they going to freaking send you their dough? How are you going to use that influence to send the leads and the prospects to your clients and your customers or yourself? Make sense? So rack up the wins. Then number 4, get rid of all negativity, including your own. More people do more self-talk harm than anything. Doubting yourself, second-guessing yourself, talking shit to yourself. Go get the 4 agreements if you haven't read it. Read that over and over and over. Okay, and then number 5, visualize what success looks like and map it out and make sure you know what it feels like and looks like, so every day you're making decisions, you make simple decisions. Does this move me towards my goal or away? It's not rocket science. Does this move me towards or away? Does that cheeseburger move me towards my goal or away from my goal? Does this beer move me towards or away? Does this joint move me towards or away? Does this line move me towards or away? Some of you guys are like, what's the time about? We don't do lines. Bet you somebody in here does. Bet you somebody in here did. I have to look around and talk to a few of you and a little bit more and see. I haven't seen anybody yet, but you'll see the guy. What's up? But see, I've seen some guilty folks. No, just joking. But in reality, there's a lot of different types of people, so you have to figure out what success looks like, and then as you make decisions throughout the day, get up early, quit early, make another call, work a little harder, work a little smarter, do what you got to do, basically. You know what that looks like, so you can ask yourself, does this move me towards my goal or away from my goal? And then number 6, read, folks, learn, come to conferences just like this one. You guys should right now buy your ticket to next year before you leave this one, if you haven't already. Why? You guys know you can buy a ticket to next year right now cheaper than waiting. And why would you do it? Because you're committing to do what you say you're going to do. You're committing to learn, and here's why. You're getting what you're getting because you're doing what you're doing. You're doing what you're doing because you believe what you believe. You believe what you believe because you have the information you have. The only way to change your behavior is to change your belief. The only way to change your belief is to get new information. Just like if I stick my hand in fire, I'll realize it burns. You can convince me it doesn't until I did it. Then you'd realize, oh, this dude's full of shit, it burns. Okay? You need new information. So information every single day is how you change and become more valuable and start to realize things. You know, your mindset and your perspective is what needs to shift a lot of times. Okay? You can put some people in the same exact situation and one's happy and one's not. Put a kid in a room full of shit that's never had anything in his life. Put a rich kid in a room full of shit. This guy's crying and bitching and moaning. You're like, what's the problem? You're like, you put me in a room full of shit, dude. What do you expect? You go over to the poor kid, you go, hey, why are you so happy? He said, with all this shit, there has to be a pony in here somewhere. Same exact circumstance, 2 different outlooks. Why? Perspective. It's just perspective. Like, my perspective is based in gratitude. When I wake up in the morning, I realize that's more valuable than anything else. Literally. If I said I'll give you guys all $1 million cash right now, you guys would start to sit up in your chair and you start to smile a little bit and start to be like, that's pretty good. And I don't care if you're already rich. That makes everybody smile. I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd say, well, what if I gave it to you, but you couldn't wake up tomorrow? What would you say? You'd say, well, of course not. So you value waking up more than you do $1 million? Yeah. Then why do you wake up like a little bitch talking about thinking?
Yeah, buddy.
Get up as if everything is worth more. The day itself, the gift you got the second you woke up was the most valuable thing on earth. Because it is. You wake up that way in gratitude, and all of a sudden, you don't have to go to work. You get to go to work. You don't have to pick up your kids. You don't have to work out. You don't have to eat right. You get to. And you start to make choices. And choices throughout the day determine whether you win or you lose. And those choices is interactivity in real life. You guys get that? We are interactive human beings. Okay? All you have to do if you want to increase more conversions on your landing page is leverage interactivity. That's what life is about. That's what choices are about. That's what we go through in this journey called life. All you have to do is leverage interactivity. You'll get more leads, you'll get more conversion. To create interactivity, find a tool. They're out there, Google it, use Lightspeed VT. Okay? But at the end of the day, I promise you, if you create a landing page, you don't even have to worry about all the copy and all the nonsense. If you went to a landing page, all it said is play, what would you do? You play, you don't leave there like, well, there's nothing to say, I don't want to play it. They'll play it even more. The conversion goes up just clicking it if you get rid of the copy. Because there's nothing to do but play. Boink, boom. Hey, are you this or you that? Are you good looking or you ugly? Are you fat or you skinny? You want this or you want that? Are you male or you female? Are you interested in money or are you interested in impact? Oh, impact. Okay, I'm going to talk about this. All you have to do is create it that way and you will crush. And you will convert landing page by 400 to 500% because you're able to automatically respond based on the customer's personal choices. You don't have to talk broadly anymore. You can now narrow it down to the individual. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so listen, I'm out of time. I appreciate you guys, but the question is not what converts, what the conversion increase is. The question is, are you going to do it? Yes or no? See?
Yes.
Fucking interactivity. Appreciate you guys. Let's have it.
Brad Leah, everybody. How many people right now are just going?